All right, everybody. I just flipped over my little art project here. This is just what I was playing with in the last video. But what I want to do is I want to show you how you can go ahead and take this apart real quick and give it a clean. So I will turn the air compressor on for just a minute. And that's just so we can shoot a little bit of rubbing alcohol through. And let's just go ahead and check if it's clear. So that looks pretty clear to me. So I don't think there's any alcohol-based ink in here sitting around. But what I do, you know, you take your finger, paper towel, old t-shirt, whatever. Go ahead and give it a wipe. So yeah, that looks pretty clean. But let's make sure. So I'm going to go ahead, turn that off. And we're going to give it a sort of deep clean. Now, like I said in the other video, alcohol inks are so easy to clean up. It's such a great first sort of project to play with and learn your new airbrush because you're really not risking damaging your brush here. So first, let's go ahead and take this off. If you like, you can go ahead and remove the cup here. And I can see there is a little bit of ink in there. So let's go ahead and see if we can get it. We can just screw a paper towel, tighten it up, give it a wipe. And yeah, you can see, hopefully in the video, a little bit of paint was collecting down there. You know, one time, not a big deal. But over time, you know, that could add up, that could clog. So we could do it again, give it a wipe. There you go. Make sure you're getting that paint off. And like I said, with the rubbing alcohol ink, I could keep reactivating that for maybe ever. I'm not sure. But there's no risk, so that's perfectly clean, or clean enough. There you go. So we'll put that aside. Let's go ahead and check in here too. This is our little entrance to our area. And we'll just roll up a little paper towel. We can put it in there, give it a little twisty twist. And there you go. Any little bit of ink that maybe collected on the grooves in there is gone. I'm going to go ahead and take off the nozzle. And you see this piece here, this is actually just floating in there. It's the nozzle. This is a 0.5 nozzle here. This is your needle guard, that's your nozzle. And with it floating in there, you don't need one of those little tiny wrenches. I was going to see if I had one of those little tiny wrenches nearby. I'll show you in a future video. I do know I have one of those little tiny wrenches somewhere. But yeah, you can roll up your paper towel, give it a little wipe, see if there's anything in there. There shouldn't be anything in there. Give it a little wipe in there. Well, it looks like maybe we got a little bit of the green ink from out in there. Right, that's fine. And I wanted to show you what I was referring to as a pull-through needle design. There's no back on this needle. So, right, that just screws off. That's your trigger lock. And we can loosen the needle there, but we can push it forward and pull it this direction, right? And I don't know if you can see that, but there is a little drop of rubbing alcohol on the needle. Hopefully you can see that it's just rubbing alcohol. It's not a big deal. See how it's wet? But if that was paint, you're at more risk of getting your spring dirty, getting your trigger a little gunked up by pulling that back through and removing the needle out this way. So I honestly would always just suggest you push the needle forward. That way, if there is something on your needle, we can go ahead and give it a wipe. And there you have it. Perfectly clean needle. And heck, why not? We're deep cleaning here, right? We're going to go ahead and put a little bit more rubbing alcohol on there. And we'll go ahead and give it a little twisty in there. Nothing came off. So there you have it. That's how easy it is to take apart and clean, especially with the rubbing alcohol. And let's go ahead and put this back in. Put our little floating custom nozzle there. We'll go ahead and screw that back on. What I like to do, see now you have the needle moving. I like to give it a little tap. Make sure it's flush. Tighten it. A little tap, flush, tap, flush. Right? So just in case it wiggled out or something. And I'm not cranking it, you know, but it's secure. And there, you can see with the trigger, we're rocking the needle. Put our lock back on. Boom. And, right, the needle's in there. You're not going to bend it while it's inside, hopefully. And, my bad, let me screw this on. I'm left-handed, so let me use my left hand. That's where my skills are. There you have it. It is back together, beautifully cleaned, deep cleaned. Like I said, I'm going to link the alcohol inks in the description. It's such a fun way to play with the airbrush because it's just one product to both sort of thin and clean your paint. And these paints can be reactivated with alcohol. You can shoot them on your canvas or whatever. And just a fun tip, you can also shoot the clear plastic, like models you get from WizKids or something, with your alcohol-based inks, like I mentioned in the campaign. So if you got something like this, you can tint them and color them, and I'm going to add more to this, and I'll do that in a video for you as well. But yeah, it's just a really fun way to play with the airbrush in the beginning while you're getting used to it, especially if you've never held one before, never shot one before. And yeah, I can't wait to show you more. Thank you so much for checking out the campaign. Please subscribe to the channel. Please back the campaign. And I can't wait to hear from you in the comments.